Natalie Portman is an Oscar-winning actress, but now she's stepping behind the camera to make her directorial debut.
She described to Charlie Rose what kind of challenges she's had to overcome in order to direct the movie A Tale of Love and Darkness.
How do you think making this film has changed you?
It was really interesting when I first started that I wasn't used to expressing my opinion so in a clear way. And expressing what I wanted. And Jill Soloway, who's the creator of Transparent, among other things, she's a woman I really admire, had this speech last year about how she thinks that part of the reason there's not so many female directors is that she's said that directing is very much about desire, and that we aren't comfortable with female desire. And you have to say, I want that, I want that, I want that. Yeah. And it was hard for me at the beginning when they would say, you know, what color should we make this wall in the house? Or, you know, do you think the length of this skirt is right? Or what kind of filter do you want to put on the lens? I would say, you know, I'm not sure. Tell me if this is stupid, but
you don't do that anymore.
No, and no one wants you. When you're the leader, they want you to say, I want this, I want that, I like that, that's not good, that's not right, you know, and you have to be clear and direct. And I knew what I wanted, I just didn't know how to express it. And it was an amazing, I mean, within a week, I was very comfortable. But it was interesting to see that, you know, at 31 when I directed it, I still hadn't developed that in myself, and this definitely helped me develop that, just clarity and comfort with saying what I want.
Charlie Rose joins us now. Good to see you, Charlie.
Thank you. I love her. I love
Charlie,
her.
you know what's funny? This weekend, I rewatched Everybody Says I Love You, the Woody Allen film shot in Paris and in Venice.
Yes.
It's like one of her first movie roles.
Yeah.
I've been a fan of hers for a very long time.
Me too.
And it's so great that she's directing this incredible book that people have loved all over the world. It's interesting because it's set in Jerusalem.
Right.
It's in Hebrew.
Right.
She speaks Hebrew. She was born in Israel, but she had a bit of an American accent.
Yeah. But she felt like it's such a true story that she wanted to do it in Hebrew.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what the filmmakers thought when they said that to her, because in the beginning she was not going to play the principal role of Amos Oz's mother, who later commits suicide. That's the character she plays, and it was only when she agreed to play it that she could get the necessary financing to make the movie.
Interesting.
It is really interesting.
And you said that she wasn't going to play the role because she's the director.
Yeah,
it's her directorial debut.
Well, that, and at the time when she first became interested in it, she was too young to play the mother. Then by the time she got all the pieces together, including starring in the film, she was 31 and she could do it. It premiered in Israel about a year ago.
So how was it for her, being a young woman, directing her first film where she has to make all of the decisions? She has to tell actors who've probably, in some cases, been in the business longer than she has, I don't like the way you did that line. I don't like the way that set looks. What was some of that?
Well, I think she just had to learn to be, as she said, precise and specific and say, put it there. You know, there was a man that I once knew about who was legendary because they said he had all these leadership qualities. If you walked in his office and said, we have a plant, rather than saying, well, just do something with it, he would say, put it there. You know, I mean, leaders have a sense of being able to know exactly what they want. And she said, as a director, she learned you have to know what you want, and you have to be able to express it in clear and precise language.
Did she talk to you at all about why she wanted to take that step to go behind the camera? I mean, more and more women are doing it, but, you know, there's a reality of there's a glass ceiling in Hollywood.
And that's part of the reason she wanted to do it, just that. I mean, you're perceptive to know that. It's a sense that there are not that many directors, and she wanted to be able to do it. And this was a story that she was passionate about. I mean, she's very passionate about Israeli politics, about, you know, she was born there, lived the first 3 years of her life there. And she felt the story, and Amos Oz loves it. Told her, and famously said to her, you know, don't go by the book. Make the story that you want to tell. Don't feel like you have to be perfectly married to the book.
Yeah, the story is set during the end of the British Mandate for Palestine, which gave the United Kingdom the authority over Palestine before the creation of the State of Israel. And she plays Amos Oz's mother. Was it difficult for her to direct and also get into this role?
She said it was, but she said that Jerry Lewis had developed this technique in which, because he directed a lot of his stuff, in which he, you know, you would act and then she'd go look at it, and then she could do it again. You know, and so that's how she did it. But there are a lot of people who do it now. Take Warren Beatty has got a film coming out about Howard Hughes in which he both directs and stars in it. There's another film. Clint Eastwood is famous for doing that kind of thing. Robert Redford has done some of that. I mean, I think a lot of people who want to be classically filmmakers, you know, produce, direct, and star. Often they start because it's the best way to get the studio to put up the money to make the film.
What about, you know, shooting in Israel? I don't know if she talked about this or not, but I was just thinking about the idea of sort of going back to your roots, going back to your land, sort of.
I think she felt like she had to. I don't think she wanted to do this anywhere but Israel because of just that. It married her to the soil.
Is she, so for her now, what's her expectation for this? Because as Anne-Marie points out, you know, Catherine Bigelow, we know that she's won an Academy Award, but it's been so difficult.
It was a big deal.
It was a huge
very big deal, yes.
And I mean, there have been so many women who have been slighted. I'm thinking of Barbara Streisand way back when for The Prince of Tides, which was one of the great movies, and she completely was disregarded. It's just happened so often in history.
I wonder why Barbara Streisand gave up trying to be a director,
Yeah, because she was a great director.
She was very good, and she acted in them as well.
Yeah.
But Catherine Bigelow, I think, is the best example. But there, you know, I think she'd like to direct again. I know she would. That's what she told me.
She enjoyed it?
She loved it. Yeah. I mean, I think she both, and she also, you know, she also wants to be on stage, and she wants to make movies. She wants to do all those things that give her a chance to be creative.
I love the point that you made about, you know, those great filmmakers, those great writers who know what they want. Somebody once told me a story of Paddy Chayefsky, and when his writing process, he just had a yellow sticky note on his desk, and it said, "He gets it."
Yeah.
Right? And so whatever he did, whatever he wrote, whatever happened at the end of it, he had to get it.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
But vision is the thing. I mean, you really go. But then you find out having a vision is not enough. You got to know how to implement your vision, and you have to be precise because people are depending on you. Most actors are looking for direction. They want to see it. Then they take what they hear and they do a number of takes. And one director that I know said to me, "What I want an actor to do," was Mike Nichols, is surprise me. Surprise me. I want my architect to surprise me. And so it is with my actors. I want them to surprise me. I want them to take the text and take it to somewhere else.
You feel that she's done that with this film?
I do. Yeah. I do. I mean, I'm unabashedly mad about her.
Yes. Who isn't?
Well, she's great. Charlie Rose, thank you so much.
Thanks, Charlie.
Thank you.